Welcome to the comfy zone. Make yourself at home.
Let this post be a record of the hell I've been going through, because I'm not sure I'll be around long enough to tell anyone face to face. What just happened to me was so surreal, and I don't know if my mind is playing tricks on me, or if what I think just happened actually happened. The only reason I'm questioning it is because I haven't been able to sleep for weeks. No matter what I try, melatonin, medications, none of it works. There have been scattered moments where my body can't stay awake and I'll crash, but the moment I realize I'm asleep, I wake up. It's to the point where I feel like I'm outside of myself. Here's some of the background. This problem started one day when I was scrolling through videos on TikTok, when I thought I'd somehow ended up at the end of my feed because I kept seeing the same video every time I tried to scroll down. I didn't think TikTok worked like that, but stranger things have happened. In the video, there were two people in some kind of room. They had their backs turned toward me, so they weren't facing each other, and they seemed to be talking about something. The person who uploaded it didn't give any context, just said, "This is what happened." So I watched it over and over again, trying to figure out what they might have been saying. After watching it several times, I realized that I could hear them clearly, even though they were speaking too softly to understand. And then after a few more times, I realized that I wasn't hearing anything at all. But then, as I continued to watch the video, I began to think that I heard things, sounds from the video. There were noises coming from somewhere else in the room. Then suddenly the sound stopped. I couldn't hear anything anymore. That's when I noticed that the woman in the video had her back turned toward me. She was looking away from me, and when she did this, I saw something move behind her. It was only for a split second, but I saw something moving quickly behind her. It looked like a hand reaching out. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. I know what I saw. Since then, I haven't been able to get to sleep. Every night I lie in bed thinking about it. What do you think it means? Why would anyone make such a video? Is there really something hiding behind me? Do I need to turn around and look? Will I see whatever it is? How long will I go without sleeping before I finally turn around and see whatever it is? Am I going crazy? Can I ever stop worrying about whether or not I'll see whatever it is? Does it even exist? After watching the video several times, I decided to look for more stories with similar content. I found quite a few, but most of them had nothing to do with the same video I'd seen. I also started to notice how many of the videos were made by girls. Most of the comments on these videos were from other girls too. One thing that surprised me was that all the videos were uploaded from TikTok. None of the videos appeared to be uploaded elsewhere. I went through a few of them to see what kind of videos they were, and some of the videos were uploaded from places like China and Brazil. The majority of the videos were uploaded from TikTok, though. The uploader's account must have been verified because they had a blue check mark next to their name. I searched for more videos with similar content, and I discovered something very disturbing. After I watched the videos, all the accounts that uploaded these videos were deleted. All of their videos were taken off TikTok. I went through some YouTube channels to see if they'd been reposted, but couldn't find anything. I wanted to find out why all of the accounts had been deleted, but I couldn't find anyone talking about it online. I'm afraid I'm losing my mind. At first, I didn't want to tell anyone about this. I didn't know what to think. I feel like maybe I'm being paranoid. I've lost my appetite. I can't seem to focus on anything. I keep feeling like I'm not alone. I feel like I'm being watched. I can't sleep. I keep hearing strange noises. I'm scared. I wish I knew what was happening. I've got to figure out what's going on. I hope I can figure it out soon. I can't take much more of this. When I couldn't find anyone talking about these strange videos online, I started doing some research. Over the past 5 years, there have been a number of reports of missing persons throughout the continental United States. The disappearances are seemingly random in nature, but it seems that the pattern is slowly becoming clearer. If the pattern does indeed hold true, it may indicate that there's a serial killer on the loose. In January 2014, a young man named Mike disappeared near his home in Philadelphia. He was last seen by his girlfriend Rachel walking along West Passyunk Avenue towards South Street. He never returned to the apartment they shared together, nor did he respond to numerous phone calls and text messages. His disappearance was reported to the police after a week had passed when his landlord received an eviction notice from Mike's bank. On February 14th, a young woman named Angela vanished from her home in Houston, Texas. On the day she disappeared, her sister Janice called the police to report that Angela hadn't come home the night before. She said that she'd asked Angela where she was, and Angela told her she was spending the night at a friend's house. Janice said that Angela's car was still parked outside. When Janice woke up in the morning, her bedroom door was closed, but she could hear faint sounds coming from inside the room. When she opened the door, she saw a pair of footprints leading from the doorway into the hallway. There were no signs of forced entry, so she assumed that Angela had left of her own accord. On April 11th, another young woman named Rebecca went missing from Phoenix, Arizona. After she failed to return home from work, her parents filed a missing persons report. It wasn't until May that they realized that the last time they spoke to her, she told them that she might have to quit her job if she didn't get enough hours. They contacted the company she worked for, but no one had seen her since March 8th. The one thing in common with these disappearances, and several others I read about, was that all of the victims had recently watched a disturbing video. Each story had a quote from a friend or family member saying that their loved one who disappeared had been acting strange after watching a video online. I kept searching TikTok for videos that matched the description of the ones I'd seen, but I couldn't find any. I tried looking for videos that were uploaded from TikTok, but again, I couldn't find anything. I even looked for videos that had been posted on YouTube over the past 4 years and couldn't find anything either. I don't know what to make of it all, but something was definitely wrong. Something horrible was happening and I needed to know what. Then one day something changed. I logged onto TikTok and found nothing but the video I'd seen before. It was almost exactly as I remembered it, except for one detail. Instead of the woman I saw in the first video, there was a man who looked eerily like me. I stared at the screen in disbelief. I had no idea how long I'd been watching the exact same video. I deleted the app immediately. It's been at least 10 days since I deleted the TikTok app from my phone, but today the same video appeared in my suggested videos on YouTube. But this time it looked different. The man in the video still looked like me at first, but the angle of the video was much closer this time, and I knew this person didn't just look like me, he was me. Small details I hadn't noticed before stood out now, and the room I was in the video was definitely the living room in my apartment. How could someone get into my house and film me without realizing it? Was this person following me everywhere I went? What was going on? I thought of the old man who lived across the hall from me. He's always watched me with such a creepy stare from his window. Maybe he's connected somehow, but why would he do something like this? He's harmless. I decided to go talk to him, but when I got back from the store where I bought some ice cream, he was already gone. I checked his apartment, but I couldn't find him anywhere. My curiosity was getting the best of me, so I drove around the neighborhood looking for him, but I couldn't find him anywhere. I didn't want to lose him again. So I turned off my car and sat in the parking lot next to my neighbor's building. If he was watching me, he wouldn't be able to turn away from the streetlight that illuminated my car. I waited patiently, listening to the hum of traffic passing through the intersection nearby. After a few minutes, I heard footsteps approaching from behind me. I turned around and gasped. My neighbor was standing right beside my car with a large smile on his face. "Hi," he said cheerfully. "Did you need something?" "What are you doing here?" I asked suspiciously. "Nothing," he replied. "Just wanted to say hello." He chuckled and continued to walk towards me. I opened my mouth to tell him to leave, but then an image of the YouTube video flashed through my mind. Before I could speak, he grabbed my hand and placed it on his cheek. I let out a startled squeal. "It's okay," he said. "You're safe now." Nothing can hurt you anymore. For a moment, I felt relieved. Then, I remembered what I'd seen in the video. It wasn't real. I couldn't believe it. A chill ran down my spine, and I pulled my hands away from him. "What are you talking about?" I demanded. "You're scaring me. Let go of me." My neighbor smiled at me. His teeth were yellow and crooked. I didn't have enough time to think before he threw his arms around me. The feeling of his rough skin against mine sent shivers up my spine. I struggled to push him away, but he clung tightly to me. With every ounce of strength I had, I pushed him away. I managed to shove him aside, and he stumbled backwards, tripping over his own feet and falling to the ground. He lay there motionless, and I suddenly realized that he wasn't wearing shoes. I had never seen him without them before. A bright light flashed in front of me. I shielded my eyes from the glare and saw the figure of a tall man standing in the doorway of another neighbor's apartment. The neighbor shouted to us from the doorway, "Is everything all right out there?" The old man got up and walked toward his apartment. While he stumbled a bit and walked toward his apartment, I could hear him say, "Everything's fine. I just took a tumble when this nice young man came to help me." He unlocked the door to his apartment and walked in, locking it behind him. Adrenaline was rushing through me, and I didn't know whether to follow behind or run as far away as I could. In my sleep-deprived state, I decided to go into my apartment, locking and deadbolting the door. I turned on every light in the apartment and grabbed my laptop. That's when I started writing this post. Just a moment ago, a new tab opened in my browser. I knew I shouldn't click it, but I did. This time, it's a live YouTube video titled, "I Found Him Again." Almost everything from the last video is the same, except in this video I'm clearly looking at my laptop screen and typing. The video has that sort of weird infinite video effect that happens when a live video captures a video of itself. Now I know why no one else had uploaded any other videos of the figure. They all experienced the same thing that I did. My heart is racing. I feel flushed and dizzy. I can feel him staring at me right now. I don't know how long I've been typing this, but I'm sure whatever I'm writing will disappear soon. I can see the outline of a big black figure standing beside my couch. I can see a hand slowly coming into frame behind me. I can't take it anymore. I won't be able to defend myself or kick out the old man if I don't turn around. I may be sleep deprived, but I'm in my prime and he has to be at least in his 70s. I'll continue from here after I...